Self-improvement's a hell of a journey, eh? And I'm finding more and more about myself every single day, and I'm sure you're finding the same things too. The deeper you go on this journey, the more things you'll pull up about yourself that just need to be fixed, and it's not fun. Who expected self-improvement to be fun? This guy. No, I'm joking, but I knew it was going to be a struggle. Once you first start, you kick out your bad habits. You start to get your good habits in, your gym, yeah, diet, yeah. But then you start to see the real you and the real things that get to you and the way you act in certain scenarios and the way you respond in certain scenarios. The more I learn about myself excites me because I know there is so much more opportunity to grow. Whereas before, I would have thought I was probably at 80% of my best self. Now I look at myself and I think, damn, you're not even 10. There's so much to go and so much more to learn, so much more to apply physically in life. And I think this is where a lot of self-improvement goes wrong, because people can learn as much as they want. You can watch all of the videos on my channel, but if you don't apply any of it, you're really not going to see that beneficial change happen in your life. And you may be sitting there now going, I'm doing all of the right steps. I'm still stressed, I'm still anxious, I still have problems. You will always have problems. Don't think that self-improvement is going to magically get rid of your problems. No, if anything, it's going to create more, right? You're going to add to these problems because life is about solving problems. And as a great Buddha once said, you will always have 83 problems at one time. And it doesn't matter how many of them you solve, they will be replaced with more. So get used to having problems. Learn to manage the anxiety behind problems. Learn to redirect your mind when you start to feel pressured or stressed about these problems. And most of all, learn to use these problems, the driving force behind your success, because you need to have problems to succeed. As I've said before, if you haven't tried and you haven't failed, you've never learned. So use these problems, try and fix them. If you don't fix them, you will learn from them, okay? And I know it's horrible to sit there and everyone's stressed about problems, and especially now with the cost of living crisis, as well as the rest of the world going mad. Take a breather. It's not your fault. It's not your problem. We all have these issues, and about 99% of the world are going through the same issues as you right now. So breathe, okay? We're in this together. Now, these 83 problems, as I said, they're not going anywhere, but once you learn to actually manage them and manage your mind around them, you will just feel so much more at peace, because the problem comes when these problems surprise you. You might be sitting there in the middle of the night and bang, 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 here comes all these problems. You're awake, you're not going back to bed. Now, this is where managing your anxiety using meditation can be a great tool. I'll be honest with you, I am not the best at meditating. I've tried it and I'm useless, but I keep going. I keep trying because I know down the line, eventually, my mind will clear up, because at the moment, I'm getting a little bit further along the line. It's not as scattered in there at the moment, but when you learn to focus all of your thoughts, I can just see how much easier life can be, because I know how much better I am when I am calm. After a freezing cold shower, after a good meal, I feel good, I feel calm, I feel content, and I feel on top of my life, compared to if I haven't eaten all day, feeling stressed, a problem comes up and your body is erratic and is responding out of panic and emergency function instead of, oh, let's see what this problem takes. Let's see where we go. Who knows? The issue is stress, anxiety, panic. And panic's the best word for it, really, because that's kind of what it is, isn't it? You panic about every single problem that could potentially happen, but nothing's happened yet. So I don't see why we do it, but we love to panic. We love to overthink problems that probably will never happen. And most of us are anxious about 90% of things that will never happen. The 10%, usually problems that you cannot avoid either. So, either way, you're screwed. Just get over it. Have some fun. Learn how to use the problems to your advantage and learn how to work with them. Because as I said, you're always going to have 83 problems. So if you can learn to at least live with them, you'll have a happier life and you'll stop stressing. That's the main thing, because we don't like stressed people. Well, it's not we don't like you. We don't like you to be stressed, because there's too much of that in the world at the moment. We need a bit more peace. So with all of this, look at all of your problems, but don't get bogged down by them, because life is so much more important than these problems. There's so much more going on than just problems, and everybody's got problems and everybody talks about them. Don't talk about your problems. Talk about how you're going to overcome your problems. I think that's a better way to look at it, and don't look at them as problems. Just look at them as hurdles. Like, an Olympic runner running around a field, he has to go over them hurdles. Yes, they're problems for him, but he's been training for those hurdles. So do the same thing. Just learn to train yourself to overcome these hurdles. When a new problem comes, you know that you're ready to overcome it. Like I said before, write down a list of all the hardest things you've ever gone through in your life. The hardest. All of those problems that you now have overcome, but at the time you thought was the end. You really thought that was the hardest thing you were ever going to go through, but you came out of the other side, and look at you now. You're ready to start your self-improvement journey, and you're doing the work to get where you want to be in life. And that's one of the most important things, is actually having the thought and the passion to go, yes, I want to try. I want to try and live a good life. I want to try and live a positive life. Don't get caught up in the rat race, okay guys? Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time, guys.
It's him.
The anomaly. Do we proceed? Yes, he is still
Only human.